Good news, Britannia, as Shamima Begum loses her court case and appeal to return to the kingdom. But one person is not happy about this news, and that is Keir Starmer. Hello everybody, welcome to the channel that challenges the mainstream media and the political establishment, from the left-wing nutters to the globalist elite. So, we have so many stories for you guys from inside and outside of the UK, the political system to the cultural issues, from Sadiq Khan to Shamima Begum. Let's talk about Shamima while we're on the topic. So, for those who remember, Shamima left the country when she was younger to join the enemy of the state. And now she's grown up, she wants to come back. And there's one side of the argument, people saying, she was our problem, homegrown problem, so we have to bring her here and punish her and do rehab. And on the other hand, those who say, no, my argument is that she's, at least if she were in the country now, I could compromise and say, well, let's just punish her here. But she's already outside. She joined the enemy of the state. She's not even inside the country. So why would you bring her here? So the different sides of the argument is one thing. She decided to do an appeal to get her British citizenship back. Now again, those who say, well, why do you remove her citizenship? If she were to become a stateless person, or a citizen of nowhere, then that would have been more an argument. But actually, in reality, she is entitled to get a citizenship from a different country in Asia. So she's not really fully stateless. Now, one person is not happy about this situation, of course, because that's Keir Starmer. We're going to talk about him in a second. I'm fascinated by one thing when it comes to Shamima. Those on the political left who are now using the argument that she was only a teenager when she made this decision. She didn't know. You can't tell between right and wrong. These are the same people who say, if you're 15 or 16, you should be able to vote. You are so wise, you're so intellectual and intelligent. Okay, you should be able to do everything, apparently. But you can't tell the difference between basic morality. They say Shamima was too young to know the difference between if you take someone's life or if you promote something that will take someone's life as opposed to not. That's too difficult for a teenager to understand. If you were talking about a difference between right and wrong, like financial corruption or bribery or high taxes versus low taxes, yeah, I would say a 15 or 16-year-old doesn't have the full capacity to understand the difference. But I'm pretty sure, since we were kids, like very, very young, we were told by parents, by teachers, by society, by media, that you're not really supposed to be taking people's lives, or you're not really supposed to be helping people take other people's lives. That's just basic morality. So don't use that argument that she's a kid, at the same time saying Greta Thunberg, when she was a teenager, she was wise. So I made a song about her. For those who know, Britney Spears. Oops, I'm not singing it. I say, oops, I did it again. I played with your laws, got lost in the game. Oh, baby, baby, oops, you think I'm in prevent, that I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent. Anyway, so that's what I did. And then people got triggered on Twitter because I did this. I don't really care about that. I care about what Keir Starmer believed, deep down and publicly. This is what Keir Starmer said when he was asked about Shamima losing her citizenship.
I think the decision by the Home Secretary was the wrong decision, and I think it was a rushed decision. And I think it left out of account the interests of the newly born child who's tragically died. Had the interests of the child been taken properly into account, I think we would see that this was a wrong decision and a rushed decision by the Home Secretary. Well, he's got Ken did a lot of cases, as I did, under the Terrorism Act. He knows exactly what can be done back here. I think what he says is right. I think actually the Home Secretary needs to come to Parliament tomorrow, make a statement on this and face questions. I think that's the right thing to do in the circumstances as they now are, because I think there is a growing feeling that this decision wasn't properly made.
I'm just more concerned about what I really dislike about that clip is this, that Keir Starmer does. It's Blair and David Cameron all over again. Stop this nonsense when you're talking. Just use your words, be eloquent, and try to have the right views for once in your life. It makes absolutely no sense why he used to keep saying these things about the Shamima Begum case. And kept repeating it, and now she's lost. So if Keir Starmer believes in the rule of law, if he does believe in the rule of law, then he should now just say, oh, I concede, I was wrong. Maybe it's best not to bring enemies of the state into the country while they are already outside of the country. Anyway, but people are still divided. People on the left and people on the right, they're still divided on this issue. So I want to get your opinion and your perspective on this question, whether you still believe that Shamima should come here and we should send her into the PREVENT program, the same PREVENT program that has been using taxpayers' money to fund extremists and radical charities. Let me know what you think. We're going to come back every half an hour throughout the day with a lot of news stories for you guys that you're not going to find out from the mainstream media. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.